I want to remind you today of our God. Our God has many different adjectives. He's a good God. He's a faithful God. He's a loving God. He's omnipotent. He's omniscient. This is the God that we serve. I also like to remind you about another adjective our God shares, and that is He's a steadfast God. Steadfast means resolutely unwavering, dependable, constant, loyal, and staunch. This is the constant that we serve. He's the same unchanging God yesterday, today, and forever. God is not bound to anything but His word. What He said, He will do. He is the only constant in the world that's spinning to a new disaster every moment. Yet He is a sovereign God. And today, I like to take you back to scripture during the time where Judah went into captivity. And the lamenting Jeremiah, whose whole world crumbled like a sandcastle in a typhoon, he had no other hope but to turn his gaze to the only constant in his world, and that is Jehovah God. As he turns his gaze towards God, he recites these verses. He says, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never fail not. Great is your faithfulness, O God." Even in the midst of disaster, he knew who his constant was. He never let go, neither did God let go of him. And today you might be in a perilous situation. You might be in disaster. You might have a sickness in your body or a family member who is experiencing a sickness. You might be in financial debt or anything coming your way. You might be in the middle of a disaster. But I'm here to tell you, even in the middle of the disaster, our God is faithful and He's good and is the only constant that you should cling on today. I pray that even as you go through these trials, I pray, like Jesus, you would overcome them, not with your own might, but with the joy of the Lord, which is your strength. And this is the God that we serve. His name is Emmanuel God. He did not desire a place made of tents. Rather, He chose to dwell among us and in us. And He says, "My presence will never leave you. I will never leave you nor forsake you." And this is promised to us. And when God says something, it is sealed for eternity. He walks with us. He goes before us. His presence surrounds us like a blanket. In fact, even when we let go of Him, He does not let go of us. He holds on to us. He's the only constant in our world. And if you're going through these uncertain times where the world is going through a season of COVID and you're asking God why, remember that the same steadfast God is also a sovereign God. He sovereignly controls everything that we know. He does not only come into play when we lose control, He is forever sovereign. And we do not go away as a people without hope. No. Because we know the eventuality of these situations. They are not permanent. In fact, God uses these situations for His glory and for our good. And we know the eventuality because His plans for us are good. His plans for us are to prosper us and to give us a hope and a future. Because all things, even these things, work together for the good of them that love this sovereign God. Don't for a moment think that He stepped down or He lost control over the universe. He's sovereignly controlled and He chooses to allow these things for your good and for His glory. And the core of it all is because He loves you and me. And He wants to see us become more like His Son, Jesus. I pray that you will have your rest in God and learn to cling on to Him as your only constant in your universe. And cast all your burdens upon Him, for He cares for you. Because this God who loves you never sleeps nor slumbers, and He watches over you. May God bless you with this encouragement.